Hey everybody, this is JTrain997, and about this time with a kind of an odd video. I never really do video blogs, but I guess if I did, this would be one. And I'm back to talk to you about the figure subscription service and subscribing to figures in general. Now, a lot of you have been asking me ever since the G.I. Joe Club came out, like, oh, JTrain, are you subscribing? Are we going to see reviews of these figures? Why haven't we? Simple truth of the matter, guys, I didn't subscribe to the club. You know, they made a handful I wanted, but that price was just ridiculous. You know, I'm finishing up college. I can't afford that kind of a price. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wanted them, but, you know, I think the club price came down. You had to pay the $35 into the regular G.I. Joe Club, and then the actual subscription was like $200 and change. Like, it was bordering on like $300 to buy into the subscription service, if not more. Now, I mean, that's not to say I didn't want a few of the figures. And I mean, like, everyone keeps asking me, oh, JTrain, are you getting any? Did you get any? You know, they made figures I wanted. Because you aren't seeing reviews and I didn't buy in doesn't mean I don't want the toys. But I haven't bought a lot of them. Like, I got Dice, I got Big Boa, and I got Cover Girl, but she's in a Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot. But it really came down to what they're offering. Like, when I first heard about the club, I'm like, oh great, I'm sure we'll see new characters, we'll see obscure characters, we'll see all this awesome stuff that, you know, we haven't seen before. And we didn't. We got what I expect from a retail line. This is basically what I think we would have seen if the 25th anniversary line had kept going. Oh yeah, sure, there would have been more Dukes, more, you know, Cobra Commanders thrown in. But it's what we would have gotten, bottom line. You know, this would have been, you know, Big Bull would have been the chase figure everybody wanted, like Low Light was in the Pursuit of Cobra line. You know, and I honestly still think that Red Ninja from the 3-pack is Slice, so, you know, that was basically just them fulfilling something that would have happened anyway. And that's where my gripes come in. Like, don't get me wrong, I know how the G.I. Joe toy line goes, obviously. I expect to see retweaks, repaints. Oh, this figure looks really similar to this figure. This figure's the only real deal is it's got a new head sculpt. But I think in all of all of the first wave of the subscription figures, they gave us one, maybe two new head sculpts. I'm pretty sure Big Boa's was a new head sculpt, and Topsides was a new head sculpt. But that was it. I mean, Jinx was just basically City Strike Scarlet with, you know, tweak paint and a Jinx head. And it's just not worth the price. Now, speaking of not worth the price, I know everyone's going to go, oh, JTrain, by the time you pay for, you know, the 3 or 4 you really wanted off the internet, you know, the secondary market, you probably paid more than you did for the club. And sadly, that's true. Big Bo, I think, ran me $60. Dice, I think, ran me $50. Cover Girl, when she came out, was another $60, and I'm like, do I need her? And I look online, and lo and behold, she's hitting $100 plus on eBay already. So I'm like, well, hell, I might as well buy her just to resell her. Which I'm not going to resell her, I'm keeping her. I'm not a scalper. That's really what it comes down to, is this is what should be in retail. Retaliation's given us some good stuff. They've given us a lot more bad than they have good. I mean, shitty roadblocks, shitty drivers, you know, a million Snake Eyes and Storm Shadows, and we're still waiting on the ways with Data, Viper, and Quinn if those things ever see the light of day. And, you know, Hasbro knows this is what collectors want. All subscription services know this is our niche market. This is what the adult collectors want. So they sell to adults. Because they know we're idiots. They know that we love this stuff so much that we'll fork out $50, $60 a figure for a figure that's honestly worth about $8. If that. Retaliation figures are running $10, and I think it's too much. You know, I remember buying Sergeant Savage and his Screaming Eagles when they were like $5, if that. And that's what really gets me, is they know they've got it. Just like the He-Man line. I'd love to be collecting Masters of the Universe Classics. I'm not paying that price. I'm not all that big of a He-Man fan. I'd be buying every figure if they came into stores. But I'm not paying 30, 40 bucks a piece. You know, I'd love to have that Castle Grayskull. I'd easily drop 150 on it if I saw it in a Toys R Us or a Walmart or something like that. You know, I'm not paying $300 off the secondary market. So that's really what it comes down to, I guess, is it frustrates you because the toy companies know that they can sell to adults. And don't get me wrong, I know there's somebody out there who's going to go, oh, it's either we pay the price or they don't get made. They absolutely get made. I mean, Hasbro's been dicks lately showing us like, oh, look at all this stuff we were gonna make at Comic-Con. Oh, if you guys would have paid a little extra, or, you know, the line would have done a little better, we would have done, you know, the new Destro, the new Lady J, the Coyote from Renegades. You know, all this stuff they know we want. And, you know, that was my thing. Like, oh, is that gonna be in the, you know, subscription service? Nope. And now my real gripes with the subscription service go on to, I guess, for the price they're charging, you're not getting enough. Like, they just, the deadline just passed for the second wave of subscription figures, and I got my pre-orders in, and really the only big one I want is Cesspool. Why do I want Cesspool? Because I love him. Here's his original card. But another big thing that pisses me off about it is Cesspool is supposed to have, if you can get it in there, a robotic arm. The figure doesn't. He's, of course, got a normal clothed arm, and in my head, I'm going, use a bat's arm. Who cares? I don't care if it's reused from a bat. You know, it's a cybernetic arm. It's legit. I expected them to reuse, you know, the Hazard Viper tank. It makes sense. But, you know, no arm doesn't. You know, removing the big snake logo on his chest in place of a Biohazard logo I don't like as much. And that's really what gets to me is, I'd love to buy into the club if I had the money. Well, which, I mean, you know, I got the money in spurts. You know, I can buy these figures off the secondary market even though I'm paying more. But it's not worth it. Like, the 13th figure just came out and it was Blackout. I don't care about Blackout. Like, he's a character who's had one figure before, and I'm pretty sure he came in a 2-pack with Flint. And he's Barrel Roll's brother. So I guess the whole point, you know, and I honestly had my money pegged on, oh god, I forget his name. Hotwire, I think. He's mentioned on the back of the white Nanoback card. And I honestly was excited to get him, and then it came out and it's like, oh, it's Blackout. I'm like, oh, how much is he? Oh, he's hitting about 70 bucks. Pass. He looks like Resolute Zartan. Who gives a shit? You know, and that's the thing. If these were on the pegs, you know, $5-10 a piece, I'd buy them all. You know, even the ones I don't care about, like Surefire and Barrel Roll and Grunt. You know, there's no way in hell I'm paying $30 for Grunt. If he was on a peg for $8, absolutely, I'd grab him. But that's really, I mean, if the figure subscription service was 12 figures and a new vehicle, not like a new vehicle, a repaint, a tweak. You know, they're doing Cesspool in the next wave. They could recolor his tank, call it the Septic Tank, just like they did back in the Eco Warrior days. You got a happy collector. Oh no, it costs too much. So for what? And just the collector, the whole subscription service in general, I wish would die. I don't believe the figures wouldn't get made. You know, it's just ridiculous. And now the price of toys in the store are going up to ridiculous points, because now I hear rumors that the price of DC figures is about to go up again. So, yeah guys, like, and once you pay that price, you pay $50, $60 for a figure. You know, and it's not just like, oh, Comic-Con, $60 for the exclusive. You know, now it's two a month, if you can afford them. And it's just like, well, I don't know if I want to open them. Because, you know, as a collector, yeah, I'd love to have Big Bo on my shelf, and I probably will end up caving and opening him. But, you know, then it's gone. You know they aren't going to re-release it, and if they do, they're just going to piss off fans who, you know, forked out the $60+ or the $200 or $300 for the subscription. And it's a lose-lose situation here, because the second wave, Cesspool, is literally the only one I want, and now they're doing like, oh, it's Tiger Force Airtight. Why do I want that? Renegade's Airtight is great. You know, Night Force Falcon. Who gives a shit? You know, give me, you know, go to different eras of Joe. Like, okay, they kind of did that. They gave us like Iron Claw in the first subscription service. And they're like, you know, I'd love a Sergeant Savage, like I just said. I'd love to see, you know, different versions of Joe make it into here. You know, I'd love to see Renegade's heavy duty even, you know. I mean, Roadblock heavy duty. You know, help us fill out rosters we didn't get. You know, that's what this line could do. That's what would make me buy into it instead of just a bunch of generic figures that one of my friends is a very good customizer. He's done several customs for me, and he looked at the first subscription service and he goes, well, I kind of want topside because he's got a new head sculpt. Everything else there I could make. And he even tried to talk me out of it. He's like, don't buy dice. He goes, pay me $30, which is about half of what you'll pay anywhere else, and I'll make you a dice that looks better than that. But of course he got busy, and I wanted the official one because I'm such a Hasbro, like G.I. Joe fanboy. I called this a video blog. It's honestly more of me rambling and ranting. You'll see reviews of these guys probably in the near future, maybe more. And that's what really irks you, is because you want these things. It's like Blackout. I'm like, I want him. I don't want him $70 bad. And now in my head I'm like, you know, you should buy him. And then part of me is like, you could back collect older Joes, you know, more vintage G.I. Joes for the price they're asking you to pay for a new figure. Or, you know, I could save up and get one of those Hot Toys figures, that cool-ass set from the new con, with all the Frag Vipers and Saw Vipers. Those things look amazing, but I don't want to pay $400. You know, I'm a college student. I love collecting toys, but damn, you're killing me here. You know, it's coming to the point where you can basically collect one line. You can't collect multiples. You know, me, I collect, you know, Transformers, a little bit of Marvel, you know, a little bit of, you know, some random stuff, mainly NECA figures. And G.I. Joe is my big thing. It's coming down to where G.I. Joe can be my only thing, with like the occasional exception because everything else is too expensive. But this is JTrain997. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Subscription figures in general, the G.I. Joe figures, you know, it can be anything. This video is random. You know, tell me who you want to see. What do you think the line could do better? You know, just anything. With that being said, JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.